Hi everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another junk journal inspiration video and the topic is going to be coloring books. Yay! I've always loved coloring books, especially when I was younger, when I was a child. That was my favorite pastime, and that love continued into my adulthood. And ever since I got into junk journaling, I was always looking for ideas on how to use them creatively in my junk journals. And today I'm going to share those ideas with you. I'll start with examples of using these papers just as they are, without altering, without coloring. Just use them as a black and white printed paper that's decorative and great to use in journals. I've used papers from this book a lot. There's quite a few missing, and I liked it because the paper is not completely white. It's more like a cream color, so it was really good. I didn't have to do anything, and I've used a lot of these pages in my nautical journal. I think here I have that one. Love how it looks in that journal. Oh, there's one here too, one with fish, and I found this page with all these seashells. Love that. And we have one in the center with a sea star. I'm going to try and give you as many examples as I can. Love that. And let's see, I think, yes, in here I have the one with fish. And there's one in the middle with a seahorse. And that. And there's that one. I love that. Okay. So as you can see, I've used quite a few pages from this book, and I've included them in the journal in a way that didn't really require coloring or anything. I didn't alter them. I just cut them out of the book and used them as pages in my journal. I really love these black and white envelopes, and I think I was going to do like a page or a pocket page with this, probably cut the heart out or something. You can use them just as they are, especially if you have some nice coloring books and you like the design and it's the theme of your journal. Why not just use them as they are? Another idea that's quite obvious is if you've owned these coloring books for a while and you've colored a lot of the pages, you can still take those pages out and use in your junk journals. There's one in this journal that I've colored with pencils. It's an activity that lets you enjoy the colors and fill in the space within the lines and just have some fun. But honestly, now that I'm older, I really lack the patience to do that and be really precise and stay within the lines. But if that's your thing and if you love that, why not include some of the pages in your junk journals? In this example here, I have used that brush and some inks, and then I've added some contour paint in bronze and gold and white on top. You can use your Posca pens too. I must say I enjoy doing this more than that at the moment, and I have one example in the journal. I cut it out and I used it and turned it into a belly band for my journal, and I really love how that looks. So if coloring with pencils and markers is not your thing, but you have a lot of inks, why not use inks and color those pages and turn them into elements for your journals? When it comes to coloring these pages, you can also use some spray inks. You can use watercolors loosely. You don't have to follow the lines. You can just do something like this. Just color the page and then work on some detail, or don't work on the detail at all. I think that would be a really nice page in the journal as a drawing. Now this one here had a really nice design, and I've just used purple and pink on top, so it's like a really nice scrapbooking paper now. It would also make a nice envelope. Then in this one here, I think I've used some brown, and then I just added a little bit of color where the flowers are. Nothing really specific, just loosely, something that can be done quickly. And I've added a bit of green where the leaves are. And with this one, I tried to stay a little bit more within the lines, although loosely again. It is also a great way if you want to practice your watercolor skills. You get some of these books and just do them with watercolors. I don't have any examples of using spray inks, but you can certainly use them to color these pages. That would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? Apart from using the coloring book pages just as they are, I also love to dye them with natural dyes. This one was dyed with grapes, black tea. These would make lovely pages. And then I've used coffee on these ones. I love the one with bugs. And using just coffee or plain dyes is great if your pages are double-sided, like in this case. So you get nice kind of color on both sides, and you can still work on the details a little bit. And there's that one. Then I've also done some with rust. I love these autumn ones with rust. Look at that. It's nice. So this one with mushrooms. Love that. Okay, I have a few of these also done with rust. Okay, so I have a few examples here. I have this one that I've dyed with rust, and then I cut around. It took forever. And just folded, and I think it would be a great page in a journal. And I have an example in here, which is actually my own mandala drawing. I was creating these coloring books for myself, and I think I've dyed that one with tea, and then I've scanned it and printed. And this is a printable, but it was originally a coloring page. Another super quick and super fun way of altering your coloring book pages is to use a jelly plate if you have one. Okay, these were done on a jelly plate. I love how quick that was, and also a lot of fun. If you don't have a jelly plate, you can make one yourself, or you can just use brushes and a brayer and some acrylic paints and just quickly paint over. If you decide to do that, don't use really thick coat of paint unless you want to cover some of the detail. Okay, so that's when it comes to just coloring your pages. Another great way of using coloring books is to use them as a base for your collage or masterboard. You have some of the design showing through, you cover the rest with either paint or you glue things over. And I have one that I've completed, which is this one. You can see the original design showing through in some of the areas here. I've covered it with a thin layer of paint. I've added other elements, stamped, stenciled, glued things on top, used watercolors. Basically, I had a lot of fun, and this is probably what I enjoy doing most with these pages. When I saw this book in a shop, first of all, the price was really cheap, €2.50 for 48 pages. And the paper is not that thin. It's probably about 120 GSM, and designs were printed just on one side and so easy to take out. That's why I got it, because my original idea was to do this, to wax them. I really love the result. I think the candle that I used was a scented candle, and it had a bit of a color, so all my designs turned a little bit purplish, and I really love it. So that's probably going to be a page in one of my journals. I have that one, and this is probably going to be a page as well. I also love making envelopes with these waxed papers, and what I've discovered using distress inks and this and coloring pages when they're already waxed works really well. I'll show you what I mean. I have example here. Look at that. So this was from here. Okay, I cut it out. I used it as a tuck spot, and I colored it with distress inks after it was waxed. So the ink spreads so easily on a waxed paper. And then I've added some golden sparkles I really love how that turned out, and I think it looks really nice in my journal. So there you go, one idea on how to use waxed coloring book pages. I have a tutorial on how to wax your papers, so I will leave the link down below in case you haven't seen it and you wish to do so. And of course, something that I've started doing only recently is gluing napkins over these pages for a bit of a texture and color. Doesn't that look nice? Here in this example you can still see the drawing really well, but over here you really have to strain your eyes to see that there's a rose here. But what I intend to do is paint a little bit over it with perhaps white and black, just to bring it out a little bit. I love the fact that I can color and add texture at the same time. Love this one. Even that looks good on that side. I've done several videos on adding napkins to paper in this way. The one that's probably most similar to this is the textured napkin papers with deli papers. It's just that here, instead of a deli paper, I used coloring books. I'm really excited about sharing with you this technique that I've been playing with for a while now. I just never got around to doing a tutorial on that. It's faux stained glass. I'm painting on a clear acetate sheet with contour paint and alcohol inks. I really love the effect. It is great to do with your own drawings or your own designs, but if you really want to do it and you don't know where to start, coloring books are great for that, because they have plenty of designs you can choose from, and you can use these then to create specimens or other elements in your journals, such as pockets. I think they're just really good. I have one example in the journal. This one here. I really love how that one turned out. I haven't used alcohol inks here. I've used glass paint. That's what it looks like on that side, and that's what it looks like on this side. I'm so in love with these, and I really love the effect. They're see-through, and yet they have color. That design was taken from that. So creating faux stained glass is another thing you can do with these images. Oh, look at these. This is something that I'm so excited about, and I'm gonna make more of these for sure. They're stencils or stamps made with hot glue. I'll just show you the original design. There it is. Like so. So I used that design, and with this one I used that one. I hope you can see it. I've painted it over. It was something like that. Or was it like this? I did change it quite a bit, but that was definitely the inspiration for it. These stencils work so well, and I love the grungy arty look they give. That was all done on jelly plate. This one was done on coffee dyed paper, and I just love the results. Love these two. This must be my favorite. Okay, it's like that. Really love how that turned, the black on the purple. And this one's also very nice too. I also use them on papers. When I dyed papers with coffee, I would just add the coffee and place that over, and later on when you lift it, you're left with that. I've done the same here with rust, but then I decided to actually print in black on top as well. There's another thing you can do with these coloring books. They're a great source of inspiration if you like slow stitch or embroidery. You can also use them for applique. And over here I have example of this one. Hope you can see it. That's that design there that I transferred onto this dyed fabric, and then I embroidered it here. I really love how it turned out. So rather than just spending hours coloring this, I spend hours embroidering. So you can take sections, for example, This part here would also look as a nice border. Then we have some mushrooms here. Oh, that's a cute cat or even a butterfly. Pick the one that you like. You don't have to do the whole page. Just take a section and transfer onto some fabric and have fun with some threads, and that would look great on a journal cover, I think. Look what I've got here. I've got templates. I've created several templates here with the help of my coloring books. Here's a butterfly. There's that one. I've traced over onto some freezer paper, then I've glued it onto cardstock and I cut it out. Another butterfly. I think that was that one. Look at that big butterfly. That would be great if you want to trace around and create a big template for perhaps applique. Parrot was taken from here. There's the elephant. Taken that from there. So coloring books are a great source for creating templates. The leaves and these flowers are also from one of the other books. And let me just show you some examples. That's my elephant. I used a masterboard that I've created ages ago, traced around and then cut it. I've added this as a little eye and I just love how it turned out. Really fun way of using templates from coloring books. Then over here I have this dyed paper and I just placed this and went over with this. So I used it as a mask. This is like a goldfish. I used it to create a handmade stamp from craft foam. I do have a video on that. If you're interested to know how that is done, I will link it down below. That's what that looks like once you stamp. And I've done this one really quickly just to show you what can be done with these templates. Obviously, if you spend more time creating this, you would end up with perhaps a better print than this one. But coloring books are a great source for templates. I hope this video inspired you and helped you to look at your coloring books, if you have any, in a totally different way. Use them as inspiration, use them as a source, use them for your junk journals, or use them for the purpose that they are made for, just coloring to reduce stress and anxiety. Any way you like to use them. I hope you have lots of fun, and thank you so much for watching. See you soon in my next video. Bye for now.